Opinions expressed in the following sponsored program are not necessarily those of KSCO Radio, its staff, management, or advertisers. If something is said with which you disagree, please call us during the program in order to help us balance comments.
Good evening and welcome to Off the Lip, the show about surfing and skateboarding. If you'd like to join the show tonight, give us a call at 831-479-1080. That's 831-479-1080. And now, here are your hosts for tonight's program, Neil Perlberg and Terry Campion.
Good evening and welcome to the Off the Lip radio show, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California, surf and skate capital of the world as of right now.
We claim that.
We do. Now, tonight we have a very, very special show that I'm dedicating to Shannon Marie Quirk of the Surf Channel, who is exceptionally stoked at these three, well, she doesn't know there's three ladies here. She thought it was going to be two, but there's three ladies in the house who play a very important role with that wave up the street known as Mavericks. But before we get started with that, TC, you came rolling in here with some personal Mavericks news, a personal Mavericks contest that you want to announce on the air before we get cracking.
Well, before we get cracking, yeah, this is what's happening. Is I was putting some thought in tonight's show, and it occurred to me that we are going to run our own women's performance contest.
Who's we?
The
Santa Cruz Boardroom?
Oh, the Off the Lip radio show.
Oh, you go Off the Lip, okay.
It's sponsored by Santa Cruz Boardroom and Santa Cruz Apparel so far.
Okay.
What it is we're going to do a year-long, a seasonal-long event to where the overall voted through a group of their peers, female performer of the year at Mavericks.
When's the season start? When's it start? Now. Okay.
It started now. Actually, we could accept it over the weekend. And
last weekend, because Savannah was already charging out there.
It's a seasonal event, and because there's nothing like this, we're going to call it the Queen of Mavs. And we'll talk about it on the show. We'll get maybe we'll get like Ford to donate a car or something, which would be awesome.
Are you going car?
Hey, who knows where this can go? But as of right now,
I like the way you think big, TC.
It's going to be big. It's going to be big. We'll have a big party. We'll announce the winner.
You think Jeff Winterholder or
yeah, maybe
Dave Spencer from Santa Cruz, Julie from Toyota?
Hey, you know what? It's going to be a great event. We're doing it. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to announce a winner after the season.
Okay,
Queen of Mavs.
Unbelievable. That's very good. Well done.
Thank you.
Nice news. You guys are happy with that, ladies?
Yeah.
In studio tonight we have Savannah Shaughnessy.
One of them's going to probably win. So
actually, I'm sporting the new.
They're all, yeah, that's great.
Savannah Shaughnessy, Sarah Gerhardt, and Mavericks photographer Nikki Brooks in the house this evening. If you want to call in tonight and speak to any one of these fine ladies, the phone number is 831-479-1080. You can follow us on Instagram, Facebook. We tweet. And the podcast is on Off the Lip Radio. It's on iTunes, TuneIn, and the show is also on YouTube as of right now and when the show is over. TC, what do you want to start? You got questions lined up?
Well, I first off wanted to congratulate having a couple of ladies on the invitee list for the contest. And we can start with that because I think that's very newsworthy. And Savannah, let's start with you.
Savannah, how did you feel when you were selected to be one of the titans of Mavericks? Did you feel that do you feel like you're a titan?
Yeah, sure. I feel like I'm a titan. I mean, I'm not officially invited or anything, but I felt very honored to be a part of the list, and I hope to be eventually. So for the listeners, the list goes, it was 54 surfers chosen. Was that 54? Is that correct? It was 58 for round one.
Okay, and you made it through round one, and the cut was to how many?
From 58 down to 38, and then they're cutting it again down to 22 for the official invitees, and the last two.
So Mike and Jay Moriarty were really good friends, and when Mike and Jay connected over on the North Shore, they spent a ton of time surfing together over there, and so Jay was really stoked when Mike called him and said that we were moving to Santa Cruz, and we'd been here for about 6 weeks, and Jay basically was like, okay, tomorrow it's on, we're going to Mavericks, and So we got in Mike's truck with Jay and me, squeezed in the back, and just listening to crazy music on the way up to Mavericks. And I experienced that for the first time in October, and basically paddled out and was way undergunned and totally overwhelmed. I'd surfed big waves in Hawaii. I towed in. I mean, I'd definitely seen some big stuff, but Mavericks was so raw that it just took me by surprise.
Did you surf or just sit there?
No, I sat in the channel and I watched it, and Mike and Jay just went straight to the bowl and started surfing. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to go out again. I want to surf out here. So I was just taking everything in. And the next time I came out, I borrowed another board and I tried to catch a couple of waves, but it was like half-hearted. You know, I mean, I was kind of trying, but it was really overwhelming. And then Frosty had seen me out there, and he talked to Bob Pearson on his way home from a session. He's like, yeah, I just saw the first woman who's going to surf out there. Because I guess he saw the look in my eyes. Like I was looking like, okay, where's the lineup? How do I get in? What do I do? And so he told Bob that, there's this girl that's going to surf Mavericks. And I called Bob later because Jay was like, you got to call Bob for a board. And so Mike brought his guns in, and I brought the guns I had from Hawaii in, and then Bob shaped a board. And that the next time I went out on that board, I was able to ride waves out there.
Did that board make a difference, or
Absolutely.
Did you make the difference?
Well, I think everything coming together made a difference because, I've been riding guys' boards that are so much bigger at the time. They were so much bigger. I mean, I barely even had the strength to pull the thing around, to sit on the tail and move it around, So this board was, definitely tailored to my weight, my shoulder, width. And so that combined with the fact of having the experience out there and wanting to surf out there, all those pieces came together. And then I started catching waves out there and then rode them every year except for the year I was pregnant with my son.
It's a pretty amazing feat because you have a first. People always remember the first. You're going to have this, that's going to be a long time that you'll be remembered as being the first. And there's not a lot of other women first things out there.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because I feel like I've lived my life outside of surfing Mavericks. I got my PhD, I've got a family, I work full time, I teach chemistry, and I'm just plodding along. I love to surf, I try to surf, and every once in a while I get this random phone call from some paper somewhere in the world, like
some radio station.
Yeah, some radio station, like, hey, we want to interview you. And I'm like, oh my gosh, has that been played out 1,000 times yet? But yeah, I guess so, and I hope that I'm being involved now just to continue to promote the other women who are out there.
Right. Savannah, did you look up to her when you started surfing out there?
Oh, yeah, totally. We met, I think, when I was 14. I was in 9th grade, and one of a mutual friend of ours introduced me, and I got to surf Middle Peak with Sarah and Mike, I think, one day. And I felt like it was a really big day. It probably wasn't really that big, but I was really excited to meet both of them. And she took me out the first day that I paddled out.
At Mavs?
Uh-huh, yeah.
Describe to us your first experience out there.
So my first experience, I drove up with Sarah, just the two of us, and we kind of just talked and hung out, and it was a mellow drive up there, and then we got ready and paddled out.
No crazy music?
No crazy music, yeah. I think that I drove her car, and I drove 55 the whole way. Super safe, no crazy music. And it was a good experience. I sat and watched the first time I went out there, and she went out and got a couple waves. It was a short session, and it was really cool to get to go out with her and get introduced and see you catch some waves. I think you caught like 2 or 3 waves, and then we went in pretty quick.
On those particular first days, how was the vibe paddling out? I mean, you're with Mike, and we know most of everybody out there anyways, but for the listeners, you're paddling out the Mavericks for the first time. What was it, the intimidation of the wave, the crowd, the paddle?
I think that paddling out with Sarah the first time, I didn't really feel very intimidated. I felt ready, and I felt really excited, and I knew I was going to be sitting in the channel watching, so it was different, and it was exciting to see the wave for the first time. That was definitely shocking, like she said, when you see the wave and how heavy it is and how raw and real it is compared to anywhere else. It's pretty neat. But I feel like I didn't feel intimidated until the next time I went out, when I went by myself, and then it felt different. It didn't feel as warm and welcoming.
When we come back, I want to talk about the YouTube video I saw of you today with the twice that you fell at the same day, right?
Oh, a while ago, like 3 or 4 years ago.
Was it 3 or 4 years ago?
I think so.
It was looked like the same. Looked like the same face plant. Two waves in a row.
Yeah.
When we come back from commercial, I want to talk to you about that. This is Neil and TC with the Off-the-Lip Radio Show. This portion of the show is brought to you by Freeline Design Surf Shop. They want to let you know that Bella Vita tickets are still available for purchase at Freeline Surf Shop and at Pack Wave Surf Shop downtown. The show is tomorrow night at the Del Mar Theater at 7:30 p.m. Tickets will not be sold at the door, only at Freeline Surf Shop and Pack Wave. So for $12 a piece, you're going to see a heck of a movie. This is Neil and TC with the Off-the-Lip Radio Show. Be right back up this extremely short break. Thinking of a vacation in Santa Cruz? Then contact Beach Nest Vacation Rentals at 831-722-0888 to make your reservation. The very best local vacation management company with their staff will take care of the tiniest of details to better your memorable Monterey Bay holiday. They are pet-friendly with a choice of homes on or close to the beach in Santa Cruz and the Central Coast. For further information, go to beachnest.com or follow them on Facebook. Toyota Santa Cruz is under construction, building a state-of-the-art facility at their current location on 41st Avenue and Highway 1. Julie Frigoli, the general manager, would like to invite you all to take advantage of their need for room while all the heavy equipment is on their facility. She would like to inform you that there is no time like now to get unbelievable savings on a new Toyota or one of their certified pre-owned vehicles, and that their highly rated parts and service is still open 7 days a week. So now is the time to take advantage of their mess. Head down to Toyota Santa Cruz or check them out online at santacruztoyota.com.
Hi, this is Steve Pereira, the beach guy at Bailey Properties in Santa Cruz, California. If you're looking for a beach home or a coastal property, give us a call at 831-818-7064, or you can call my wife Diane at 831-818-5939, or drop in on our website at lifesabeach.com and check out all the inventory in all price ranges. We've been selling beach properties since 1982. We're here to help you. Give us a call today.
Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof.
And we are back with the Off-the-Lip Radio Show, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California, here tonight with a very, very special guest, Savannah Shaughnessy, Sarah Gerhardt, and Nikki Brooks, all in the guest chairs. Here with my co-host, Mr. Terry Campion. This portion of the show is brought to you by Felix from Sand Dollar Surfboard Repair. He will fix your board. What? Pronto.
Sorry about that. I missed my cue.
Pronto. So, if your board is whacked, screwed up, messed up, taking a beating on the rocks at Mavs, where are you going to take it to?
Obviously, Felix.
Sand Dollar Ding Repair. Go see Felix. 722-4060. He is the trivia guy. What's trivia this week? Last week's guest, Mr. Chris Burdish.
What a show.
Man, if you want to hear a great story
Wow.
of how he made it to Mavericks in 2010, just the journey alone,
No.
and the first wave that he caught, that he got clobbered by a 40-footer and almost died.
But it's amazing how 3 days of hell and
Yeah.
you can actually win a contest.
Go to the podcast, Off the Lip Radio Show, offthelipradio.com, and listen to the first 20 minutes of it, if any of it at all.
Changed his life.
Absolutely. So, what are we giving away?
We're going to give away a sweatshirt from the lovely Santa Cruz boardroom.
Okay.
It's funny how that happens every week.
I know. I'm giving away all your stuff.
I know. It's
Every time I go to your store, there's nothing in there.
Jeez, all of our great listeners are getting hooked up.
I know. They're all getting hooked up.
Ready for the question?
Go ahead.
What year did Chris Burdish win the Mavericks
Didn't I
surf
just say it?
contest? What year is it?
What's the phone number? 479-1080.
Attaboy.
Caller number 3. Brian. Oh, look at this chair.
Remember what we were talking about? That's it.
Just wanting to get some new furniture in here, please, will you? Things are just a piece of
All right, call number 3 gets a sweatshirt. What year was it?
479.
How's that diet going, buddy?
The diet sucks.
You're breaking the furniture over there? What's going on? Oh, boy.
How's that?
Yep.
How am I doing? I'm on my knees now. Okay, 479-1080. Brand new sweatshirt. You get a... do you get the question ready?
Yeah, the question, what year did Chris Burdish win?
Okay.
The contest at Mavericks.
Okay, we're going back to Savannah now.
Dun,
Tell
dun.
us about that two-wave crashing you took, the beating you got. Tell us a bit about that. Because I saw it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. I know you got hit once, and then you looked like you went back out and got the exact same thing again.
Yeah. So that was a while ago, and it definitely wasn't the worst beating that I've taken.
Right.
But it definitely doesn't feel that great to get one wipe out and paddle back out and get another one right afterwards.
So are you training now like beyond?
And I want to be able to stay fit and injury-free. And I also want to be able to teach well and take care of my kids and, be a good wife and all these things. And you know what? Exercise really helps. And having Mavericks there as the end goal is really helpful.
Have things slowed down for you catching what waves you do catch because now you have kids? I mean, we talked to Pete Mel and Sean Dollar and some of the other guys that have kids now. And if their surfing has slowed down because of the fact that they have siblings, now you want to arrive on two legs and go home on two legs.
Absolutely. So, I've always tried to surf another day. And I think that the thing that's different having kids is my priorities have changed. And I basically didn't sleep for 8 years. So, and then the kids started school, and then I was sick for 5 years straight. And so that's been the challenge. Mike and I would joke, it's like the 10 diaper hold down, We'd arrive at Mavericks and we're like, oh my God, I can't even keep my eyes open. How am I going to make it? So that's really the challenge.
So it's family first, work second, surf third? Because I think I read somewhere where you said you surf in a toilet bowl.
Oh yeah, that's actually a joke because I was surfing.
When did I read that?
Okay, I don't know, but it's
you
pretty
said that.
funny.
You did say that.
I did because a guy was making fun of me. So I lived on the Central Coast and I had surfed in the morning and we had plenty of surf, wind swell and plenty of waves overhead. And then I'd driven down south to the amphitheater in Irvine to go to a concert. And so I was talking to friends as we were in line and we were talking about surfing. And I was overhead today. And the guy was like, it was bigger in my toilet bowl. Like he was totally disrespecting me because he lives in Southern California. And I'm sorry to say, okay, I won't say it.
Go ahead, say it. Okay. Come on, say it.
Kind of like surfing in a toilet bowl down there.
Ah, girl.
So I basically just spun that and said, you know what? I would surf in my toilet bowl. I mean, I'll surf if it's 2 inches high. I don't care. I just love to be in the water. It's my favorite place in the world. So so that's where it came from.
Savannah, how do you feel about a women's heat at Mavericks? Or now you're going to be competing with the guys, but how do you feel about, do you think there should be a women's heat out there? Are you for that?
I think it would be awesome to have a women's heat, and I think that...
Would you prefer it?
Would I prefer it?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Either way, I think just surfing a heat at Mavericks would be... getting to surf a heat at Mavericks on the best, largest swell of the year would be amazing, and if that could be with women, awesome. If it could be with men, great too.
Do you think a woman could win Mavericks?
Against the men?
Yeah.
I think that... yeah, definitely. I think it's definitely possible. I think that it maybe not this year, but I think that in the future, it's definitely possible, and I don't see why not. And I think in big wave surfing, that's one place where, in terms of women's sports, that women could compete against the men too. I mean, we're just as capable as paddling into just as big of a wave as any of those men, and so.
Savannah, you made an interesting point. You made an interesting point earlier when we were talking about how the Titans, it's a one-day permit and how a women's contest doesn't fit in. But then you also mentioned something about, are there really a group of women ready to show up and not particularly train? And you, fill us in, but you said some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, and so I think that for Surfing Mavericks, there's definitely a handful of us who have been surfing there over the years, in particular Sarah, Gerhardt here, and Jamila Starr, and myself. And for the men's event, one of the big criteria for that contest is that you have to have surfed Mavericks and proven yourself there and put in your time. And for there to be a women's heat, there should be the same kind of expectations, I guess. Okay. And so there are some great big wave women surfers around the world, and not too many of them have chosen Mavericks as a destination, women who are surfing Jaws and stuff.
Right.
So I think that to have a women's heat, if they start traveling to Mavericks, which I think that's going to start changing this year, because there's a lot of interest, and we're in contact with a lot of the women, and they want to come, and so I think it'll start changing. And
the biggest question would be, and you said it yourself, could it be a year like 2010, and we run a women's contest? It's a philosophical question. Do you like women who have not trained at Mavericks and you're going to put them out there in a situation, or do you have to wait for a day when it's 15 feet or something? It's a question that I ask.
Yeah, it's hard because there's one permit a year, and for there to be enough women to fill a heat who can surf on the same day that they choose the event for the men, that's what would need to happen, and I don't think that it's there yet. There's definitely plenty of women who could, but there's there just has to be more of us surfing there and showing that we can do it, and we definitely can. I think it just is going to take a while for enough of those competent women.
Well, and I
to come
think
out
the big question would be when the Titans commit to a day and a permit and convince the Harbor Authority or whatever it's called up there in Half Moon Bay, when that day comes and there's a purse put up, people will come and surf and train. I think if there's actually going to be an event and have a day dedicated to a women's contest, I think people would take it much more seriously.
Yeah, I hope so. And also, too, for the men, I think just putting feelers out there and getting more women interested in Mavericks, too, the past couple of years. There's a group of people who have been focusing on that, and, Sarah and I and Nikki and stuff. I don't even know what I was going to say.
Okay, I'm going to tell. I know what I'm going to say. You are listening to the Off the Lip radio show on KSCO, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California. Here tonight with Savannah Shaughnessy, Sarah Gerhardt, and Nikki Brooks. And I have a question for you both. What do you hope other women and girls learn from you surfing big waves? I'm going to start with you, Sarah.
All right, so I hope that women are encouraged and inspired to pursue their dreams and not to put any limits on them, to really reach further and higher and be stronger inside and believe in themselves. And that's why I'm stoked that there was any sort of publicity around my surfing Mavericks, because the feedback I've gotten from young women is that they are inspired, and that's really what I hope.
Okay, Savannah?
I guess almost the same kind of a thing, and it doesn't matter if women or young girls are interested in surfing or even surfing big waves, but just for anything they want to do, if they see someone that's doing something that's unique or hard and challenging, hopefully they'll be inspired to do that.
Do you even want to be in that spot? It seems like you don't want to be in the spotlight that much, but you are, because look at where you're sitting right now. You may have a chance to surf this year in the first Titans of Mavericks event. So the spotlight is kind of definitely on you a little bit. Is that okay? Is that all right with you?
It's okay with me. I can be a little bit shy sometimes, but at the same time, I do want to show up and be a good role model. And
what do you do when you want to go hide?
When I want to go hide?
Yeah. When you want the
I just leave. I just get nervous and I walk away.
That's it? You bolt? Okay. We have another 25 minutes to show, so don't leave yet, okay? Just hang on a minute. CC, what do you got?
How's it looking for sponsorship in the local women's surf scene right now?
Not very good.
Well, because and let's face it, we have Mavericks finalists in the men's that don't have sponsors either.
Yeah.
And so look at Augie. I think Augie has a few things maybe going, but Ryan Augustine was in here and he told us, I don't have a sponsor. So is there any difference that you're seeing right now in women's? Is it coming up? Is it going down?
Yeah. I've been with the same people for a long time. Bob makes my boards. I wear Hotline wetsuits, and I've been working with Patagonia for a long time. So, and I have a job that's full-time that pays me.
Self-sponsored?
So, yeah.
But TC, do the women have more sponsorship potential than men, do you think?
Well, earlier I just thought let's face it, everybody's a consumer. And people want to market consumables. And here you are, you both said, I want to be looked at as somebody that's looked up upon. And to me, that's a marketing opportunity. So does the world see that? That's the question that I say. And will it take a heat at Mavericks to get the exposure if these, if the Titans are going to have this marketing opportunity?
Well, I think this could actually be looked at both ways. So women were charging for a long time in Hawaii and in the U.S. And for probably the first 20, maybe 30 years of women surfing, I mean, you start out with Gidget, it was really cute. And then all of a sudden, everybody was considered not feminine. And so women surfing really suffered in terms of their support and their sponsorship, and it was looked down on. Right. I mean, when I started surfing, there was one other girl who surfed, and she was a construction worker, totally rad, but she was gnarly, you know? And I was the only person in a high school of 2,000 who surfed. The girls I didn't hang out with because I didn't go to the mall, and the guys I didn't hang out with because I was weird. And, you know, and then all of a sudden Lisa Anderson came on the scene. So then you had the reason that surfing, I think, for women became popular is because it was so soft and feminine and flowy, and look at those cute board shorts. And then you have us charging big waves. We're kind of gnarly again, right? And is that marketable? I mean, is a gnarly woman marketable? I mean, I guess if you have the right hair and you still look cute, I mean, that's really the big question.
Right.
I mean, ultimately, you had the equation, TC.
Well, I'm not that person, let me tell you.
You're out.
Well, I'd look at somebody like Rel Sun or somebody, you know, with graceful, could charge big waves, and you know, and had some amazing opportunities to make a living surfing during that time for her. And I think there's still opportunities like that, and especially as we get more exposure of women riding big waves. And yeah.
In this room, there's a
vegetarian and gluten-free options and over 20 different types of poke, all made to order, fast, fresh, and healthy. And what's your favorite, Khalil?
The chicken fingers.
Located at 120 Union Street in downtown Santa Cruz. Call us for takeout at 831-426-PONO, or check us out on the web at ponohawaiiangrill.com. We put the ono in Pono.
Hi, this is Susie with Real Estate 831. I have some great news that finally, after 25 years of everybody looking at that hole in the ground on Pacific Avenue, I can say to you now, something is actually going to happen there. So stay tuned to the Our Local Sports Show for further development. People ask me all the time, have I missed the boat? Have I lost that opportunity to buy a house? And I tell them right now, with rents rising the way that they have been, they're averaging 10% a year increases in rents, but yet interest rates are so low, it's still a great time to buy and lock in your housing costs in the next 30 years. So come talk to me at Real Estate 831 and let's see if we can put a plan in place for you. You can follow us on Facebook. You can call the office 475-5695, or you can check out our website, re831.com.
It's a new life for me, yeah. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good.
Hi, this is Sherry from The Healthy Way, here with Neil from the Off the Lip radio show and the Our Local Sports Show, who successfully completed a weight loss program with us.
Yes, thank you, Sherry. I'm so stoked how I feel. How you and your staff helped me achieving my goal of losing 25 pounds. It truly was easy. And importantly, 3 months later, I'm still at my desired weight. I am feeling better, surfing better, and mention this KSCO ad for your free consultation with The Healthy Way.
Let us show you how you, too, can use our simple and easy program. Just give us a call at 831-462-5900 or take a look for yourself at thehealthyway.us or follow us on Facebook.
And we are back with the Off the Lip Radio Show, broadcasting from Santa Cruz, California. Here tonight with Savannah Shaughnessy, Sarah Gerhardt, and Nikki Brooks. One of these fine ladies was a judge at Mavericks last year for the contest, a women judge. It was very cool. Who was it, TC?
I could take a wild guess, Neil.
Go ahead.
Congratulations, Nikki.
No, was it Savannah?
Oh, Savannah. Yeah. I thought it was Nikki. Sorry, Savannah. Congratulations.
Savannah, how was that?
It was
judging the guys. How was that?
I didn't know that.
Oh, it was awesome. I felt really honored just to be included in the contest because I've been such a big fan of the contest for so long.
Right.
And Gary Linden and a couple of the other past judges called and invited me because Colin Dwyer became an official invitee. So his dad, Steve, wouldn't be able to judge, and he'd been judging for years and years. So I got to fill his spot last year, and that was amazing.
Was that cool?
Oh yeah, it was
now,
great.
Did you judge from the land? You're on a boat. How does the judging work?
There's one judge on land up on the cliff.
Yeah.
And then Gary was the head judge, and there were 3 others of us on the boat judging. So there's 5 judges total, and it was awesome. And we were radioing in between the judges on the boat and then the judge on the cliff, and kind of comparing scores. So because sometimes the perspective can be different from the cliff versus the channel, and in the channel we can kind of get the intensity of the wave a little bit better, and on the cliff they can really see the size of the wave in that end section a little bit better than us.
Did you scream when Sean Dollar purled?
I was pretty excited. Yeah, that was a pretty cool
I would have
moment.
screamed, I'm sure.
Hey, on the phone right now we have Steve. And if you want to call in tonight, the phone number is 479-1080. Don't be afraid to call, guys. These ladies here are ready to answer your questions. 479-1080. Here's Steve. How's it going, Steve?
Hey, guys. Great show.
Thank you.
Female role models in Santa Cruz, those go hand in hand. And first, I want to myself congratulate Amy Zavala. Most people don't remember her. Jane McKenzie, and, of course, Laura. Everybody knows.
Of course.
These are all legends. And the 3 girls that you brought on this evening are legends on the way. And my only question is, I would like people to comment on the Maya Gabriel controversy getting worked at Portugal. And the last thing is the Alana Blanchard controversy, where the backside photo shoots sell, as you were talking about earlier, and girls that have talent don't. And my comments, guys. Thanks.
Thanks, Steve, for calling. We're going to answer off the air. Could you guys want to comment on that, please? Who's going to go first? Savannah, you going to answer that?
Sure. Well, first off, I mean, I don't know Alana Blanchard personally, but I see a lot of information and photos of her on social media and magazines and stuff. And she is a really talented surfer. So the focus tends to be on her modeling and bottom turns and all that. But she is a talented surfer. So I just thought I would say that.
Sarah?
Well, I think we were talking about marketing earlier, and there's definitely, can I say the SEX word?
Sure.
Sex
Can we say sex, Chris? Yeah, we're good to go. We're good to go on that word.
Yeah, and, she's a talented surfer, and she's also beautiful. People want to look at her, and if that's a way for her to make a living, awesome.
Okay.
I'm not going to make my living that way.
Sarah, before you go and ask your question, what's it like for you to describe what it's like to whip your wave coming down right down Main Street at you? What's it like to whip your board around and paddle into a wave at Mavericks for you?
Well, I had the opportunity.
Can you describe? Yeah. Can you let the audience know what that may be like, rather than just them watching on YouTube?
Yeah, sure. So a couple weeks ago, we had our first Maverick swell, and Mike and I paddled out together. We don't get to surf together very often, and because usually it's one of us watching the kids, and then we have to switch. And so we got to paddle out, and the surf was dying, and it was just so cool. It was my first time being out there since last Easter. And it's just so much time, right? It's almost like I've never surfed there before, right? So I'm like, okay, how does this feel? And, it's pretty incredible to see that first, lines on the horizon, and then not paddle outside, right? You see a set, don't paddle outside, right? And then just to know, okay, there's a couple waves in a set, maybe 2, maybe 3, and they're shifting, and then getting in the right position. And I was actually thinking about that, about how much time.
How much time?
3 seconds. I mean, maybe it's 3 seconds, okay. Maybe it's 5. It's like, okay, 5, I'm going to go for this wave. 4, I'm going to turn my board around. 3, I'm going to start paddling and paddle. Second 2, second 1, bam, you're up. I mean, it's really 5 seconds, and that's how much time. I mean, I don't know. Is there much more than that to, like, okay, I'm alive, I'm going to go jump off a cliff. I got 5 seconds to figure that out. And then it's just the whole ocean basically drops out below, and it's kind of like dropping in on a ramp, or being at the top of a mountain going snowboarding and dropping in there, or being on your mountain bike. You're just about to drop down a hill, and except you don't have brakes and you're not attached to anything. And just getting in that incredible speed tuck position, and just feel the aerodynamics and the sounds and the sight, yeah, but usually it's all the other senses that are taking in, and then kind of it's super narrow focus, like basically don't purl. So I'm just looking, 6 feet ahead of me on my 10-foot gun, right? Don't purl. and then make it to the bottom, and then like, oh wow, I'm riding a wave, and then look around, all of a sudden it goes wide angle, shoot to like wide angle, and I'm like, okay, there's the rocks, there's no one behind me, okay, I'm doing all right, and then cut back and drop in again, make the next section and the next section, and so it's super incredible. And even though I mountain bike and do other stuff, and there's nothing like surfing Mavericks.
Okay. You have to go, right?
I do. I promised my kids I'd be home at 8.
Okay.
I got one quick question before you go.
You got a quick question.
Either one of you have a vest or plans to get one?
Yeah, I've got a vest en route. So we're going to try the vests that use CO2 from Patagonia. Okay. That's carbon dioxide, by the way.
Yeah, we got that.
Thank you,
Sarah,
Mrs. Chemist.
Thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on the show tonight.
Yeah.
We're going to have you come back with Mike and the family here pretty soon for an encore performance.
Very good.
Well, thank you so much. It's really an honor to be here. I'm so excited to be here with Savannah. Just someone I really admire and
we're honored to have you here.
So and Nikki's been along for the ride. So thanks so much, Nikki.
Shannon from the Surf Channel says thank you too.
Oh, thank you, Shannon.
Yeah. All right.
And hopefully we'll be crowning you.
I don't know.
Queen of Mavs. Yes.
I don't know. Maybe if there's a car involved.
We're working on that. So far we're at $500, but we're working on it.
Good night, you guys.
Good night, Savannah. Have you ever not wanted to surf out there, and how did you deal with that?
What do you mean by not wanted to surf?
Did you it's like it's sketchy, or if you not wanted to surf but still gone ahead and surfed out there? How did you deal with like negativity going out there, or do you have any at all?
I just don't really let myself get myself in a headspace like that. If I start feeling negative, I just tell myself, I gotta go back out and do it again so that I don't get stuck in it, I guess.
Anyone give you any grief for paddling out? Have you ever had that?
Grief,
like maybe you shouldn't be paddling out?
Oh yeah, I mean, I paddled out for the first time when I was 16, and there were some people who weren't very supportive and weren't very friendly, and I won't name names. But now when I'm out there, I feel really welcomed, and I have a lot of good friends, and I surf out there regularly with, people like Sarah and her husband Mike, and my brother, and my boyfriend, and others, and it just feels really good, and it feels really special now, so.
How many sessions do you think you've had out there so far?
I don't know.
You ever put a thought to it? 50?
I have a log at home, so I could probably count, but I have no idea.
Better let us know. In studio right now, we have Nikki Brooks. Now, Nikki Brooks is a photographer extraordinaire, taking pictures of the women here at Mavericks, especially the women that are big radio show on KSCO, broadcasting from Santa Cruz. This is Neil here with my co-host TC. We'll be right back after this very, very short break. Star Benny is a small family Italian and Argentinian restaurant with something for all. Empanadas, grilled steaks, delicious pastas, homemade desserts, patio pet friendly, specials for kids, romantic seating, big screen TV, beers on tap, and just mention the Off the Lip Radio Show and make your own deal with the owners, Sergio and Giulietta. And for those of you who surf, they even have a starving surfer menu, like a huge helping of spaghetti and meatballs after your session for just $10.95. Remember, they are only open for dinners because during the day, they serve. Star Bene, 2-1245 East Cliff Drive in Santa Cruz. Call them at 831-479-4307 or go to star-bene.com.
Hi, this is Jeff Warnerhalder from North Bay Ford, proud to sponsor the Off the Lip Radio Show. We're here to support the local surf community with a full inventory of trucks, hybrids, and plug-in hybrids. Come see why the F-150 has been the best-selling vehicle for 39 years. We have the perfect surf vehicle in stock, the new 2015 Ford Transit van. We have a model that will fit your needs. Come to the no-hassle, easy place to buy a car, no stress, no drama. We make it easy for everybody. We're locally owned, locally operated. North Bay Ford at 1999 SoCal Avenue or www.northbayford.com.
Chill Out Cafe on 41st Avenue, Santa Cruz is not just a block from some of the world's best surf, but it is also where you can go relax and order the tastiest grub before and after your sesh. Plump burritos, fresh salads, sky-high sandwiches, and a superb selection of hot and cold drinks. They have something for you. Go to chilloutcafesantacruz.com to view their menu, and to place your order to go, call 831-477-0543. Chill Out Cafe, where they roll the fatties. Baby, you send me.
And we are back with the Off the Lip Radio Show. I want to thank Jeff Winterholder from North Bay Ford. He wanted to let you know that I'm supposed to keep promoting Truck Month, and also mention congratulations to TC on a third place finish at Watsonville Speedway in the American Stock. Last year's champion came in third this year. I remember at the beginning of the season, you said, I'm just going to relax, take it easy, do a few laps.
I tried.
Every week, I'm going to kick someone's ass like son of a bitch.
No, you know what happened is I got my butt kicked, man.
You did.
Well, yeah. I don't think anyone...
Did you get that one guy who keeps nailing you?
No, I never did.
He also wanted to mention that he has the F1 Raptors in stock and the Transit Band, the surf. That's a sweet surf vehicle. Mm-hmm. So thanks to Jeff for sponsoring the show. Maybe he'll be a part of the Queen of Mavericks.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can get the Transit Van giveaway.
You gotta pull that one up.
Savannah wants a new van.
Yes, she does.
See how nice that rings, Savannah?
Nikki.
Van?
Yes.
How long have you been taking pictures at Mavericks for?
I think 2006.
And the pinnacle photograph that you took is of who? Like if you one picture to choose from, what would it be?
The one that's promoted for the show is pretty cool because it was a really good sized day. And
the one with Savannah?
Savannah,
Do you see how many people like that thing on Facebook? Like 3,000 something last time I looked. It was huge. So that picture went viral.
Yeah, that's cool.
And who was that next to Savannah on the right of her?
The man who first surfed Mavericks.
Oh, it was that guy?
Yeah.
Really? You're partnered with him? Very good. Huh? Mr. Jeff Clark?
Yeah.
What do you think about that picture, Savannah?
The photo that Nikki took?
Yeah.
It was a good photo. It was a really good photo, and it was a fun wave, and I took off kind of late.
Did you sign it and give it to Jeff? Go look, he dropped in on me.
No.
You should ask him for a vest.
Huh?
No, it was we share waves. A lot of people share waves out there together. It gets crowded, so it was fun to share
who do you
waves.
enjoy surfing out there with the most?
My favorite people to surf out there are definitely my brother Patrick.
Of course.
And he was one of the standouts at the last swell on Sunday. He's a really good surfer and really progressing a lot.
Okay.
And so yeah, him and my boyfriend Tyler, we surf up there together too. And
Which
then
Tyler are we talking about?
Tyler Conroy.
Okay.
And who else? I really like surfing up there with Nick Lamb and Anthony Tajnik.
How come? Tazzy's good. How come Ty's not calling in tonight?
Tyler? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. He's probably eating dinner or something.
He's eating dinner. It's way more important than his girlfriend.
I'm not sure you're going to answer this, but I'm not sure. I'm going to have to ask it. When you're out there, who do you not want to surf out there with?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I feel like most of the people that are regulars out there that I surf with, are awesome. They're great to watch. I learn a lot from all those people who are catching, lots of set waves. People like Anthony and Nick and Sean Dollar and.
You have the respect of everybody out there.
I feel like I've put my time in, and people, I'm pretty happy and peppy and friendly. So I think people are happy to see me.
How long did it take to earn that respect, to be sitting in the lineup out there?
It took a while, and I'm pretty quiet, so I think it took a while for me to meet everybody.
Did you inch your way in?
I guess so. I just always kind of wanted to be a part of that community, and I've always been such a big fan and looked up to everyone that I just wanted to be a part of the team, and so just kind of tried to stay quiet and do my thing, and yeah, I've been there for a long time now.
Well, besides your brother, this last weekend you surfed twice. I know Nick was out there, a bunch of guys were up there. Who, in your eyes, do you think performed the best?
Oh my gosh, it's hard because my brother, he surfed really well, and he really, I think, pushed it and broke through some barriers for himself, and just in terms of surfing up there in general, he was taking off really deep on some really big waves and caught a lot of waves. And left, he was going left, right, deep, straight, all kinds of things. And so for me, seeing him break through and surf that well and surfing there just as good as the top guys, that was amazing for me. And he's my best friend, and we surf all the time, so it was just so exciting. Like, we were both catching a lot of waves. He was surfing really well, and it was just a cool session. Okay, so now Nikki, TC announced the Queen of Mavericks contest he's having.
She could be a judge.
So it's up to her. It's kind of up to her for you to now let us know what's going on out there.
And Nikki's probably the best person. I mean, Nikki's up there every swell. She's part of the team too.
You're definitely the spokesman for women surfing out there because you're the one taking the pictures of them and promoting their portion of the sport. Do you feel they're in that position? And has it changed over the last, has it definitely accelerated over the last couple of years with Savannah and Bianca and so forth? So all these other women's surfers, has definitely been an increase in interest in women's surfing.
Yeah, I think anytime a big wave has been ridden by a woman, and I've documented it, it's probably been published. Like, to be honest, between Jamila, Bianca, Savannah, Sarah, like whether at Jaws, Porto, with Paige and Maui, like when these women ride these big waves, we get it out there, and it's really exciting. And I think the momentum is growing, and there's more people like the Mavericks event this year with Cartel Management acknowledging that, and I think it's really cool that there's a lot of support right now, and I hope to continue photographing it, and I'd love to keep you guys posted on
love that.
what I see. Even last weekend, Sarah Gerhardt caught a huge bomb, and I didn't even know it was her until I got home, and I was like, wow, that was a really big wave. And Savannah just caught wave after wave, and it's really cool to see.
Very cool. Savannah, we want to thank you for coming on the show tonight.
Thank you.
It's always
I
a pleasure.
being here.
It's always a pleasure to have you here. Nikki, it was nice to see you here.
Very nice.
We're going to have
Thank
to have
you.
you come back, and please keep us posted because,
Well, she doesn't know it yet, but she's a judge.
She's a judge. Okay. She's the head judge.
Okay.
She's going to be involved in our Queen of Mavs title.
She's the head judge. So, where are we heading right now, TC?
We're a Chop House.
The Point Chop House. If you're looking for comfort, cocktails, and a great neighborhood spot, get to the Point Chop House.
Yep.
On Portola Avenue. We took Chris Burdish down there
We
last
did.
week.
Chris Burdish loved it.
He had a great
He
time.
did have a
What was
good
he drinking?
time.
What was those things?
I don't know. It was in a copper cup.
It was...
Who drinks out of copper
I have
cups?
no idea. He had a good time. They have nightly drink and dinner specials. That's where TC and I will head to after the show.
Maybe halibut tonight.
That's not a bad call.
Yeah.
Watching your figure, are you, TC?
Grow.
Next week. You know who's our guest next week?
I'm ready.
No, you're going. No, you're not.
Glenn DeWitt.
Glenn DeWitt from Rainbow Fit. That whole the whole DeWitt family is going to be in the house from Rainbow Fins.
He's a great fin maker.
He's probably the best. It's a great story. The whole Rainbow Fin story was an unbelievable story in itself. How he got there, and obviously now that I mean, you surfing Rainbow. We got Rainbow Fins on your board.
I've used them in the past, but not right now.
Okay, well, maybe we can fix that.
He dreams about foils.
He's a foil.
Yeah, he for sure.
He's a foil dreamer. This is